Welcome everyone to the UPSC Guru's Prelims Mentoring Series. Today we talk about the last 55 days, the main resource that you have in your hand before you sit for your prelims examination. It is very crucial. Whatever you have studied in the entire year forms the basis of what you have to utilize. However, the real magic that has to happen in these 55 days. In 55 days में जो candidates अपने mental health को calm, stable रख सकते हैं, the people who can keep confidence in themselves and the people who have resilience and at the same time can push their limits to study hard will be able to do better than others in the actual examination. So इस period में आपको जितना भी pressure feel हो रहा हो, जितने भी doubts आ रहे हो, you must remember that this is the window which is actually going to make a huge impact on the performance. So how do we make it totally transformative? You must follow the right plan. The right plan has to be structured, personalized, and has to be a powerful strategy to qualify the examination. So by the end of this video, you will know how to structure your 55 days, how to study, how to revise, how to test yourself, how to integrate CSAT, how to integrate the current affairs, what common challenges may arise, and how can you overcome them, how to feel prepared, not just academically, but mentally as well. So the prelim strategy is not about perfection. It is about being focused to qualify the exam. So in this video, we'll break down the entire 55 days into 3 phases. The first 30 days, 31 to 45 days, 46 to 55 days. The first 30 days are to strengthen your core. The next phase is for quick revision and refinement. And the last phase is for the final prep and the mental clarity. So let's begin. Phase 1 starts with today till the next 30 days. It is the time to focus on fundamentals. You have to study subject based on the syllabus volume and the number of questions that come from them. Focus always has to be more on the topics that UPSC actually asks. Otherwise, as per the syllabus that we have in hand, everything under the sun looks like we have to prepare it. You have to begin with your previous year questions. If you've not yet started, every single day you have to do 10 GS questions and 5 CSAT questions. You fix a time for that, and no matter how your preparation is going, never stop doing the PYQs. Start mock tests. You can fix a frequency of about 1 in 5 days. Begin your CSAT preparation if not already started. So anyone who thinks that prelims is out of hand now, no. You can prepare CSAT. We'll talk about the strategy shortly. The most important, merge the current affairs with your static. You should not be differentiating between these two anymore. The entire chunk would be your subject. So we've made an estimation of how your next 30 days should look like based on the volume of the subject and the questions that are asked. The table here will show you the breakup. History is a high volume subject. It has many subparts. We would suggest approximately 7 days would be appropriate for it. Polity, economy, environment, geography, all have almost same volume, and each of these good number of questions coming every year. So we would suggest 5 to 6 days for each of these based on your preparedness. In case you feel कि आप किसी subject में ज़्यादा prepared हैं, you can take out 1 day from there and give it more to the subject that you're feeling is not as well prepared. Science and tech is a low volume subject in comparison to the others. However, it has high number of questions. I would suggest that you keep your previous year questions repeatedly with you while you're preparing subjects like science and tech and IR. And at that point of time, you can keep referring to it to get to know what kind of questions should be studied. The number of days for science and tech should be on an average about 3 days. For IR can be around 2 days. So these things would take up around 30 days of yours. So this entire strategy is based on 2 things: the subject's weight based on the number of questions and the subject's volume. At this point of time, when you're studying in the next 30 days and you're giving those number of days which you have allocated to that particular subject, it is very common for you to start thinking that while you're giving those days to that subject, some other subject is getting left out. This is very common. However, you have to remember that these 30 days are to stick to that subject and do the best performance that you can in terms of preparation. One thing you can keep in mind is that it is possible that the number of days you've allocated for a particular subject falls short of what you require. You may not feel that you will be able to complete the syllabus of that particular subject. So what do? You then decide to focus more on those topics that are frequently coming and focus a little less and go through a bit faster in the topics that are not so frequently asked. However, the number of days that you've allocated, you should stick to that on an average for almost all subjects. I would recommend don't have a fear of missing out. Prelims question paper seems very unpredictable and very unfamiliar when you finally sit for the examination. Hence, if you're feeling that completing the syllabus in its entirety is going to make you familiar with all the 100 questions, that's not going to happen. So herein the strategy is beyond actually completion of syllabus. Focus more on things that are coming frequently if you're not able to do the entire thing, and try to see as much as possible of everything that is in the syllabus. How to actually solve the prelims questions and how to tackle the unfamiliarity, we will discuss in a video in the coming days when you're closer to the examination. Number 2, PYQs from today. You have to start today. I have been reiterating this, and the importance of PYQs cannot be replaced by any other source or even reading during your preparation for civil services. You have to do PYQs. If you've not started, start today. No matter how late you see this video, in case you see this video, please start your previous year questions on that day. You have to see previous year questions. They really aid your performance. If you want to know how they are going to help you or how to actually do previous year questions, please refer to the previous video. Number 3, CSAT. If you have not yet started CSAT, you must start CSAT because it's a qualifying paper. If you're performing very well in your GS and still you're underperforming in your CSAT and you're not able to qualify the 66.66 mark, you will not be able to sit for your mains examination. So preparing CSAT is crucial. So step number 1 for CSAT. In case you have not started CSAT yet, please take a question paper of the previous 2 to 3 years, sit with one paper under 2 hours and sit with an exam like simulated environment and try to attempt the paper. See if you're able to cross the mark of 67. If you're scoring about 90 or so in a previous year question of civil services, it's likely that you're prepared. So try about 2 to 3 papers and see the average score. If you're comfortably scoring about 85 plus in each of them, then you can, even under pressure, probably qualify the CSAT examination in the year 2025 as well. However, if it happens so that you are unable to get 66 mark, then what you have to do is a completely different strategy. You have to then start preparing for CSAT, wherein you will have to take certain questions at a time. So suppose if you're seeing the previous year question, there are 3 types of questions that will be there. In each of those 3, you have to identify if you're more comfortable with the comprehension or with maths or with reasoning. Out of these 3 sections, it's likely that you would be comfortable with at least 2. Then try to maximize your marks out of those 2 sections. You are not to attempt 80 questions in CSAT. You're only supposed to attempt the number of questions that are very accurate so that you are able to qualify the 33% mark. So prepare accordingly and start doing CSAT on a regular basis as well. Coming to test series. So in case you have not started test series, you should at least be doing test series in a matter of every 4 to 5 days. Test series have a lot of benefits. They will also give you attempt intelligence. Early scores may hurt your confidence. However, score is not your goal. Improvement is. Track your performance and your reasoning for the attempts that you have done and try to improve with each paper. Number 5, integrate your current affairs with your static. Now it is time that you don't have to differentiate between current affairs and static. You have to take them together. Suppose if you're studying economics and you're studying a topic like repo rate and reverse repo rate, then in current affairs, if there has been a news about an increase or a decrease or why it is staying stagnant, you have to then refer to the current affairs as well. So this entire topic has to be done as a whole. Similarly, any topic, say in environment, if you're reading about a certain convention or an international organization, the recent COP or the COP that may have happened is something that you have to refer to from your current affairs and substantiate your reading of the static. Amalgamate these two. Differentiating these two is not the appropriate thing to do at this point of time. So using these 5 things that I just pointed out are going to strengthen your base and are going to make you feel very, very confident at the end of 30 days. So stick to the plan and keep pushing yourself to complete what you have decided for the next 30 days. Coming to the next 15 days, this is the phase for quick recall, mock based learning, strengthening your preparation, and giving it the final touch. Whatever number of days you have decided to give in your first 30 days, it should be reduced to roughly 1/3, and then you give those number of days to the subject and revise it at a much faster pace. Focus on the things that you have highlighted, you have marked, or you have made short notes or tables in. Try to recall. Every time you are recalling, you're going to strengthen your memory so that you can perform very well on the day of prelims and you feel certain about the option that you're going to mark. Attempt full mock tests at this point of time. You can try to do one in every 2 to 3 days. Attempt full CSAT papers, maybe 3 CSAT papers in this entire phase. Continue PYQs every single day. Certain challenges that you may face at this point of time are that you may feel that the time is too late. If you feel so, stick to the things that you've highlighted and marked, and you will realize that in a particular page there are only certain things that you have to look at, and the rest of it will come to you naturally. At this point of time, there is another challenge that may come. You may feel stuck at a certain number of marks in your mock test. Please do not focus on the marks at this point of time at all, because if you want your confidence to be high, you have to believe in your preparation and you have to take the maximum out of it. Not doing mock test is not the right strategy. Even in these 15 days, you have to continue them. However, getting that mental strength to be unaffected by the marks is very crucial. So stepping into the final leap, the last 10 days, mental clarity and calmness at this point of time is going to push you through. You will again go into cycles of revision. It is possible you may stick to one. Certain other candidates would want to go for multiple revisions. It's absolutely fine. The strategy in these last 10 days is very different for every candidate. If you feel comfortable in doing just one revision, it's absolutely fine. Take a longer period for each. If you like doing multiple revisions, people go up to 5 to 6 revisions just looking at the pages that they have written, and they are able to recall and they're able to revise the entire thing multiple times. If that is what makes you comfortable, that's also absolutely fine. Eliminate all possibility of new content at this point of time. Focus on wellness and light recall. If you're not able to recall 100%, also be empathetic that you are having a lot of fatigue and pressure at this point of time. However, you will be able to recall it during the prelims examination. You may feel anxious to cover more and more. Rely on what you have done. UPSC rewards clear thinking, and you have to be calm to be able to do that. It's likely that at this point of time you may be comparing yourself to other candidates. You may panic. You may have some flashy new notes that may have come about. You have to be perseverant about your plan. It's not about covering the entire book list or covering all the material that has come to the market. Take breaks, sleep well, reflect. Don't obsess on anything. Focus on the things that you did right every single day. So giving you a final checklist of what you have to do: a weighted subject plan, which we covered, daily PYQs, daily CSAT, mock tests, the phase 1 of revision, the phase 2 of revision, and the final mental clarity. So having given you all of these tools, I still know that the closer we are towards the prelims examination, the more you feel that you are imperfect. Remember that no one is, and even the people who qualify, if we see that was their preparation perfect or was their preparation giving the final outcome, the reality would be the latter. No one is having a perfect strategy and no one is having a perfect implementation. You need to be steady, clear, calm, and understand your needs. These 55 days are not the test. They are your opportunity to ensure that you qualify the test. We'll also be putting out videos on how to attempt the GS paper and how to attempt the CSAT paper in the best manner to get the maximum marks, what to do, what not to do, and how to make the best decisions on the exam day. Until then, stay grounded, stay sincere, keep showing up every single day. That's all that's needed, and that's more than enough. All the very best.